Hi everyone, welcome to Cosmic Turtles. My name is Tina, and today we're doing a collective read. We're going to use the Rider Rate. It doesn't matter, it's just tarot cards, and we'll see what pops up for everybody. Alright, what do we got? Let's see what we got, especially after this full moon. A lot of people had certain subjects come up to their mind. It could have been things from the past. It could have been just things to look at, not relive, but look at and let it go, right? All right, let's see here. What do we got? Ooh, okay. All right. Just give me a moment here. So, one that was inside the deck was the Nine of Swords. That usually speaks about anxiety. What's happening right now is you're overcoming your anxieties. You're actually overcoming them because you're looking at things in a different perspective. You're realizing maybe the root cause of certain anxieties, how it came about, how we gave allowances for certain events and situations to grow and become a certain experience. So we're realizing these things. And now that we're realizing it, we're becoming like the Queen of Swords. We're putting our foot down, setting our boundaries. We are no longer accepting things that does not vibrate highly for us, like vibrate in a good way. All right, so what else do we got? It'll be a quick and complete reading, and it seems like there's a good flow happening. After you've put your foot down, after you've made your boundaries, after you're realizing, okay, this is what I don't want, then you're realizing there's a lot of things, options popping up. You're like trying to think, what is it do I really want? So you're like, okay, well, I'd like this, I'm good at that. So you start looking at the better aspects of yourself, or the parts of you maybe also that you may have denied, and they were still good parts. It's just back then they weren't looked as something good, or you perceived them as something bad because someone told you it was bad and you had repressed those parts. Now those parts are waking up within you, and now you're seeing like all these things, and you got to put it in the right way, in the right structure for you to operate at your fullest potential. Okay? And this is an intuitive reading. Take what resonates, what doesn't. Have fun throwing it out the window. All right, so let's see what else we got. One more. There's one that's flying around here. You're going to achieve this. You're actually going to achieve what it is that you're setting out for yourself. If it's setting healthy boundaries and only having certain types of people, events, situations, energies come towards you, you will reach that success. This is like coming up to the finish line. You're being supported by the divine, and you will accomplish this because you have that determination. You're very much fed up of this kind of energy. You're overcoming it. You're looking at things differently. You are seeing your own truth, and you're making the proper choices for yourself, and you're going to arrive at your goal. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Swords, which represents training. So you're really working at this. You're doing your work that you need to be doing to be able to accomplish what it is that you're setting out to accomplish for yourself. Okay, let's get some Moon Oracle here. Oh, well, there's a few words, so we're going to take all of them. The one that came out that's face up was the word protection. No matter what it is that you're going through and how painful it may be, it's only temporary. You're always protected. Your spirit is protected. The greater self of you is protected. The only part that really experiences the pain mostly is the ego part, but that you're healing that, right? So you are protected, okay? Let's see what the other four are that were covered, that were face down. There'll be a release of things that you no longer need, a release of things that you're no longer accepting in your life. You're releasing them with love, right? So, and you're replacing them with things that are healthy for you instead, right? So release is part of this healing process. And this is opening you up to knowing what your path is. Now, your path could be climbing up, going through a portal. It could be taking the road less traveled. It could be any of these. It doesn't matter which path you're taking. Whatever is meant for you will never pass you by, and you will know instinctively and intuitively which path is for you. All right. So, and next one, you will be overcoming your fears. You'll have control over fears. You see, this person here is dealing with all the fears on the outside. On the inside, it's like a person that's afraid, looking down, but there's a light. So, this card number 11, Master Manifester. This also speaks about, like, you may be afraid to go through something or afraid to relive. You don't have to relive it. You're just allowing it to go through you with courage, right? Uh, One way to overcome fears, no matter how afraid you may be, courage makes you get through it, and then you get that success. Okay? Then you realize how powerful you are. Power card came out. So you're starting to realize your power in through all this experience and what has happened up until now. Right? So let's get some Earth Goddess and Chakra cards, whichever ones come out, because I've combined the two decks. Let's see what comes out for this collective. Acceptance. Acceptance that everything that has happened for your greater good so far. Now you don't have to relive these things. Sometimes taking a short journey and it was painful and hard, sometimes it's just to realize you don't need to go through that again. Or realizing that, okay, these are the steps I chose, and yes, I learned from them, and yes, I'm not doing those again. So acceptance of your choices of the past, because it's already done, there's nothing you can do about it. But what you can do about it is learn from them and not repeat them, and choose differently in the future if the same kind of choices appear again. But more than likely, like, you could get all ready and everything for something, and more than likely you're not going to experience it again. If you do, it may be just a different depth or something similar, but it won't be exactly the same. So trust in yourself and your intuition. This is the whole point, to trust in yourself and your intuition. Because you knew, even back then you knew, and you can still think about it today and say, yeah, I kind of had an inkling I shouldn't have, but I did anyway. So there was the intuition there all along. It's just we weren't listening to it, and now the emphasis is on, and it's bringing our focus to look at what it is that we need to look at things, how to look at things, and then at ourselves, and listen to our internal promptings, because your intuition will never lead you in the wrong way. Okay? All right, let's see what else we got. It's touch and go, but you go by feeling, and you'll realize your own truth as well. Okay? Woo, there's one that flew. It even did flips. For those of you that are letting go of pieces and parts of you, you may feel some grief. Okay? Maybe things in the past. Well, if you rethink about them, you'll feel like the feelings of grief. Say, oh, I would have, could have, should have. That's also part of this card, which is ending. So this grief, you are healing it. Okay. Whoa. Okay. So we got passion and we got surface. So within a person, you can look at the surface of things and say, yeah, I'm really, and then you go into it and you're like, oh, it required more than I thought. That's one way of looking at it. You can full on go towards your passions, and then you'll see that nothing is as it seems sometimes. There's different ways of looking at this. So however it resonates for you, there's the word passion and surface. What is surfacing? Like, what's coming to the surface is to be let go of, not relived. And you're realizing that. And also, like, focus on your passions. Maybe your passions are coming back to the surface. Things you haven't done in a while since you were young. It's certain passions you had, but because of distraction in life, and you kind of put it aside, and or because of being a responsible adult, you had to put aside certain things that was your hobbies or passions. and figured you had to go in a different way, and those were the choices you made at the time. And now it's okay because you've got the time. Now you can choose differently. You can at any time. Okay. Um, Cards from the astrology deck. I have Cancer, I feel, number 16. And I have Moon, Soul, number 2. Okay, so the moon we just had, the full moon, was in Cancer. So it made a lot of us have these feelings come up to the surface. And a lot of the feelings was about grief and the things of the past and the things that brought on anxieties or maybe continuously were a type of blockage. It had to do with our fears. But these things are being released. And you're seeing the power that you have through acceptance of yourself. And you're realizing also you are and you have been always protected. And you're seeing your path ahead of you. And part of your path is to look at, like, what is it that you are passionate about? You have the ability through experience to look at things differently. Now you have, the ability to set proper boundaries for yourself. And it's opening up a lot of options for you. And you're seeing, and then you're making it. Whether you feel it, maybe you may not feel it now, but you are on your way to achieving something great for yourself. Okay? So this collective has been your reading. It's been a quick one, and it's jam full packed of info. So take it as it resonates. Don't try to make it fit. And so thank you very much for your support. Hit that like button to support my channel. Really appreciate all of you. And this is Tina from Cosmic Turtles, and we'll see you next time.